If you're making mistakes in MS Word questions, you're guaranteed to lose marks in your exam. But don't worry, by the end of this session, you'll be completely exam ready for every single MS Word question. Let's get started.
So here's our mission for today. We're going to start from absolute zero, cover all the important terms, tools, and shortcuts, and at the end, we'll even do some live MCQ practice to make sure your preparation is rock solid. You are watching Ayushi Agarwal, and I'll be guiding you through this topic.
All right, let's kick things off with the absolute basics. It's really important to understand what MS Word actually is, because, a strong foundation is the key to scoring full marks.
Okay, so in simple terms, MS Word is an application software that we use to work with documents. Now, there are three keywords here that are super important, the ones that examiners love to ask about. Create, which means making a new document, edit, which is all about making changes, and print, getting it on paper. And remember, it's a core part of the Microsoft Office suite.
Now check this out. There are two ways to open MS Word. First, you have the traditional method, which most of us use, but from an exam point of view, it's this professional method that's incredibly important. You press the Window key plus R, which opens the Run command, and then you type WinWord. The examiner will specifically ask you about this WinWord command. You absolutely have to remember this one.
Okay, let's move on. We're now going to look at those important terms that examiners use to frame their questions. If you know their exact meaning, you'll never get confused by the options.
First up, we have margins. You've probably noticed that on any page, there's some empty space around the text, at the top, bottom, left, and right. Well, that white space is what we call margins. It's a really simple concept, right?
But now, I want you to think for a second. How could an examiner create a question from such a simple definition? What would that look like in an exam? Just take a moment to think about it.
See, this is how they'll ask it. A direct question, like the blank space on the edges of a page is called, and they'll give you a few options. All you have to do is select margin. See how easy it is when the concept is clear?
The next important term is alignment. This basically means how your text is arranged in relation to the margins of the page. There are four main types you need to know: left, right, center, and justify. And believe me, all four of these pop up in MCQs all the time.
All right, we've now reached the section where questions are practically guaranteed to appear in exams like SSC, banking, and railways. So pay very close attention to these tools and features.
Now, this is an area where examiners set a trap, and a lot of students get confused. You have to remember this simple rule. If you see a red underline beneath a word, it indicates a spelling error. And if you see a green underline, that means it's a grammatical error. Just remember, red for spelling, green for grammar. Make a note of this.
Next up is the clipboard. Whenever you cut or copy any text or an image, where does it go before you paste it? Well, it goes to the clipboard. The most important thing to remember here is that it's a temporary storage area. In the exam, this keyword temporarily stores is exactly what they'll ask about.
And here we have the Thesaurus. This is a really useful tool. If you need to find a synonym, which is a word with a similar meaning, or an antonym, a word with an opposite meaning, this is the tool you use. You'll often find direct questions about its functionality in the exam.
Okay, let's talk about shortcut keys. This topic is not just a time saver, it's also a high-scoring one. We're going to cover the most essential shortcuts that are repeated in exams again and again. First, let's look at formatting shortcuts. We have Ctrl+B for bold, Ctrl+I for italic, and Ctrl+U for underline. These three are the basics. Then we have the alignment shortcuts we just talked about: L for left, R for right, E for center, and J for justified. Make sure you know these. Next are the file management shortcuts. Ctrl+N for a new document, Ctrl+O to open an existing one, Ctrl+S to save, and Ctrl+P for print. And if you want to close the current window, it's Ctrl+W. These are absolutely fundamental and are asked very frequently.
And our final set is the editing shortcuts. You have the classic trio: Ctrl+C for copy, Ctrl+X for cut, and Ctrl+V for paste. Besides these, you have Ctrl+Z to undo, which reverses your last action, and Ctrl+Y to redo, which brings back the action you just undid. Don't get these two mixed up. And finally, Ctrl+F is for find, to search for anything in your document.
So, we've covered all the important concepts. Now it's time to put your knowledge to the test. This exam simulation is definitely going to boost your confidence. Are you ready?
All right, your first question is on the screen. What does the Thesaurus tool in Microsoft Word help you with? We just covered this. Think about it. What's the correct answer?
And the correct answer is option B, finding synonyms and antonyms. Perfect. We just discussed that the Thesaurus is used to find words with similar and opposite meanings.
Let's move on to the next one. What does the Clipboard feature in Word do? Read the options carefully and try to recall that specific keyword we discussed.
The correct answer is B, stores text and graphics temporarily. Excellent. Remember that keyword I told you about? Temporary storage? This is a direct, definition-based question. This is exactly how questions are framed in the actual exam.
Now, just think about it for a second. After this short session, how many more questions can you now answer confidently in your exam? You are on the right track. Keep this momentum going. If you found this session helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please let me know in the comments if there's a specific topic you want me to cover next. Stay tuned to the channel for the next video. The complete playlist for this topic is available in the description.